Hey, it's JayMac with another edition of Joyful Parents. Today I want to talk to you about micromanaging your kids. Now, like so many of the things that we talk about on this channel, this doesn't just apply to children. This applies to coworkers. If you're in management, this applies to you and how you deal with your employees. But it is so important that we talk about what happens when you don't give your children or your associates or your employees room to make mistakes. And that's really, to me, what micromanagement is about. It's like, I'm going to give you a task, I'm going to assign something to you, I'm going to ask you to do something, but I'm never going to give you the space to do it on your own. I'm going to be hovering over your shoulder, and I'm going to be making sure that you do it right. Now, you also hear this, maybe it's a type of helicopter parenting, although helicopter parenting is when you keep your kids out of any trouble that maybe that they should be in. That is part of this equation. But micromanaging your children is when you're always on top of them. You're always pushing them. You're always supervising them. I'll give you an example. If you ask your child to mow the lawn, and then you're out there being critical of how they're mowing the lawn, and you're never satisfied with how they do it. Or if you ask them to clean their room, and they clean it according to what they think a clean room is, but it's not up to your standards. So you're going to be all on them and giving them a hard time. And what happens with that is there's never any victories. And this is something that I think parents miss. I think it's something that managers miss. That one of the most important parts of parenting is giving your children victories. Because when they win, they're going to want to do those things more. So you need to find ways to help your children win. Now, what is a win? A win is when you're given something to do, some type of assignment or something, and you do it and your parent rewards you for it, either through praise, through, taking you out for ice cream or something else. Or a win can just be, I was asked to do it and I did it and I feel good because I did it. I actually pulled something off, and that's going to make me want to do it more. Now, what happens with micromanagement of children and adults is that the types of parents and managers who do this, they never make room for the win. In fact, they're always so critical of their children that a win is impossible. And the net effect of that is a child saying, well, if I can never win, then why would I try? If a victory is never possible, then what's the point of putting any effort into it? I'll tell you some places where I've seen this. I've seen this with sports where you have the parent on the sideline, and it's a softball game, and one of my kids played softball, and the parent is just yelling at their child about everything they're doing wrong. And then when the game is done, you see them walking off the field, and the dad is just giving it to the kid, and you can just see the kid be so disheartened. And you just have to ask yourself, if that's what happens every time, then why is that child going to have any incentive to want to improve? Whereas we always wanted to, as parents, my wife and I, we wanted to give some advice on what they could do better, but we always preface that with what they did well. And this is not lying to your children. This is being honest with your children. I'm not a big fan, and I don't think empty platitudes do any good. I know when I've done bad, and when somebody says you've done bad, or when you've done something bad and somebody says, oh, great job, I know in my heart I did a bad job, and so I know they're lying to me. And so that's not helpful at all either. So you want to make sure that it's valuable praise, like, hey, we had talked about your swing. I noticed that you were really making an effort. That was awesome. And then oftentimes we would ask them, would you like some feedback from us about things that you could have done better, instead of just forcing it upon them? Because you think about that, if they know that after every single game or every single event, all they're going to hear is negativity, first of all, they're not going to want you at their events. Second of all, they're not going to want to try hard, because they know that no matter what, it's going to be negative at the end. So all of your criticism, all of your micromanaging is having the exact opposite effect that you hope that it will have. And I've actually called this a pendulum, and I describe this in my business courses as well. And the pendulum works like this. You can only feel successful or win to the same extent that you can lose. And the way this works is that if there's no possibility for the loss, then there's no possibility for the win. In other words, if you are hoarding over somebody so much, then there's no way that they can lose, and there's no way that they can win. You have to give somebody some rope, and that rope has to allow them to be able to fail. Because what is winning? Winning is overcoming failure, or the potential for failure. If you are micromanaging them so much that there is no opportunity to feel like I won today, then there is no win. Wins are not possible anymore. So you have to be able to send your child out there on that field and give them enough rope to where they will possibly mess up. And guess what? They know they messed up. They don't need you in their face. They don't need you criticizing them. They don't need you berating them. They know they messed up, all right? Their coaches will help them know that they messed up. And then if they go out there again and they are successful, now they have a win. But if you in the middle were riding them and never giving them an opportunity for failure, and even if they were going to be successful, you were on top of them because of their failure, then there's never a chance to win. To me, parenting is about giving our children, and this is going to sound strange, opportunities to fail so that when they don't fail, they can feel success. If you protect them so much, or if you ride them so much that they will never have an opportunity to fail, then there will never be a win in their life. And that will become a hallmark of your relationship with them. So to me, parenting is little opportunities for failure. Not so much that they can get themselves into major trouble, but little chances of failure, right? So maybe it's you just got your license and you want to go out on your first drive to your friend's house, okay? So the little opportunity is your friend's house is close. I want you to let me know when you get there. I want you to let me know when you leave. I want you home at a specific time. Okay, and no speeding tickets, nothing like that. So it's a little opportunity for failure. And when they do that successfully, when they come home, you're gonna praise them, and there's gonna be an opportunity for a win, for a victory. And you'll want to go back to one of my other videos about building trust or burning trust. If they fail, there's a way to help them get to a place where they can learn how to win again. But if your children never have an opportunity to have these little moments of failure, you're taking away their opportunity to win. And this is something that was really driven home to me with my own parenting, because so often, especially around my stepfather, there was no opportunity to win. Everything was always going to be a negative, no matter what I did. So I really adopted this why try mentality. You know, why should I try and do anything that you say? Because no matter what, it's going to end up negative. And sometimes it was like that with my mom as well. And so I've learned that I've got to find ways as a parent to create opportunities for victory as a parent. And then those are just great moments, you know, when you can celebrate with your child that they were successful. And then they're going to know, and it's going to start to get ingrained in their system. You know what? When I do something right, my parents are going to celebrate that with me. And so I'm going to want to do more of that. So that's how the pendulum works. Little chances, little opportunities to fail, or opportunities to test trust. And then when they win, celebrate those wins. When they fail, help them understand what those failures are and how to earn trust back again. So these are some of the ideas that I share in my online course. It's called Joyful Parent. You can find it at jaymcfarland.com. It's also in a book. You can find that at the website as well. I would love your comments about these ideas. And I would love you to subscribe, hit the bell notification. We do publish a new video every single week. And let's get together as parents and let's help figure all this stuff out so that we can all fight these battles together. Thank you again for joining us on Joyful Parents.